Hi, friends. It's Allison. Welcome back to AJ's Inspired Life. Welcome back to choosing the item of the month. Let me get my earphones the right way. Hold on. Sorry, I was tangled. Okay. Welcome back. We are going to choose the item of the month. If you're new here, welcome, welcome, welcome. If not, welcome back. I I have taken on a challenge to myself of choosing an item every month to include daily in my journaling. So the whole purpose was to try to use up some of my stash, to try and use maybe items that we don't use that often. So either using up physical things or using up like items that we don't, using supplies, I guess, as opposed to items. So it was just to get me a little bit out of my normal habits in terms of journaling and to challenge myself. So I thought I'd bring you along. I mean, misery loves company, right? So I so appreciate those of you watching and playing along. And there's literally no rules. If you want to, join in, please feel free. You can incorporate it any way you want. So here's where we're at. I wrote some ideas down in my little notebook, and I started in April of 2024. I had actually written these down in the end of 2023, and I'm just didn't quite get my life together. And so here we go. So in April, I chose quotes, and it's random. We just choose out of this little box. I took all of these and I folded them up and put them in here. And then we've just been choosing out of the box. I wish it was a little bit more, suspenseful or high tech, but it's not. This is an old napkin box and we choose them out of there. And then since I made the list, I've added a couple more and some ideas from you guys. So those I will add, later, but I wanted to get through my initial list first. So again, if you're new here, welcome. If not, let's review the list very quickly. So far on our list, we've used April was quotes, May was punches, June was stencils. Egads, that was a doozy. And July, we had stickers. Thank goodness, because that was a very doable one. So the items on my list, I'm sure you can see, washi, die cuts, printables, watercolor, stamps, magazines, happy mail, ephemera. I don't even know what that means, but it just, I don't know. Anything could be ephemera, I think. Clusters, embossing, sticker books. Now, I know some of you are like, oh, you just had stickers. Well, I have lots of stickers and I also have lots of sticker books and I keep them separately. And I just thought that would get me into my sticker books more. So I put them separate. And this last month of July, I tried really hard for my actual stickers to choose them from my sticker pile, not just my sticker books. So the next one is ribbon or trim. And 17 is bit box, which for me is my fiddle box next to me, which is like just loose things in a box. 18 is words, and then I have markers. And then I do have some more, but I drew this line right here. Again, if we do one a month, that's 19 months. We could do this forever. I might choose two one month. I may not, because I'm having a hard enough time with one. So that's where we're at. That's where we're at. Okay, I'm going to put this aside. Now, whoo, Nelly, we have to collectively send good juju and intention into the box because I don't know. What do we want? What do we want? I was very clear in July I couldn't do some of these because I was traveling for 2 weeks. And to be honest, I'm traveling for 2 weeks in August again. So I don't know. Some of these, I mean, I would have to be, yeah, I don't know. I mean, what would be easy to travel with? Now, here's the reality of it as well. And maybe it doesn't matter that much because I don't think I'm taking in fact, I think I'm not going to take my journal with me this time. I'm going to be traveling and I just don't think I'm going to be able to get to it, to be honest. And so maybe it doesn't matter what I choose because I'm going to do it here as opposed to traveling. So maybe that releases some of the pressure. But I am conscious that some of these are easier for some of us than others. So we'll just see. And I'm actually a little nervous. I'm not going to lie. That stencil month threw me for a loop. And so, okay, we're just going to be happy with anything. We're just going to be happy with anything. And we're going to be open to the challenge. Okay. So here's my box. I can't see it. I'm going to lift them up. And oops, see, when I grab the bottom, they get stuck in here. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'll tell you what I'm going to do right here with you first. We're going to fix the box. We're going to fix the box first. Because when I grab it from the bottom, it does that. And then some of the papers get stuck in there. So we're just going to put a piece of tape in here. Nice and flat. To secure it a little bit, and then it won't do that. We could even add one, whoops, to the bottom. Like I said, this is like literally a box I got out of the trash at work. It was from napkins from a luncheon, you know, like paper. Anyway, and I was like, you can't let that go. All right, so should we be? Let's do something fun. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. And that's right, because we started with 19. Is that right? Yeah, we started with 19 and we've used 4. Okay, so we are on track. Okay, here we go. So now the box is a little bit more sturdy. I'll do this, I'll do this, I'll do this. And I can't see it. I promise, I promise, I promise. Okay, we're gonna reach in. I'm even looking away. Oh my gosh. Okay, tell me which one. Oh. Okay, it's this one. It's this one right here. Let's see what this one is. And I was talking to some of you earlier and you were like, well, if you pick a bad one, just refilm it. Melissa, oh God, that is not the one I wanted. Oh gosh, that's hard. Okay. Shoot. Okay, we're just going to go with it. We're going to go with it. Now, I know some of you are trying to play along and some of you are like, I don't have a lot of things of that, whatever, right? So the first one, whatever, like punches, I don't have that many punches. And so we talk about ways to use them or whatever. So embossing's hard. Where's embossing on this stupid list? Ugh! All right, here's the good news. Let's look at the positive, right? This is a hard one and we're going to check it off the list, okay? That's the good news. Here's another good thing about embossing. I can go ahead and make any sort of journal. So the stenciling was very hard for me. I had to use like white paper, if you will, or something I could stencil or, use stencils on top of. Embossing you can do on plain paper. So I can have colored backgrounds. So if I want to use my scrapbook paper to make the book, I can. I didn't know how much this would impact me making the actual journal. So that's the good thing about embossing, because we can emboss anything and put it on top of that paper, right? What else is good about embossing? Well, embossing can be done with lots of different things. So even if you don't have an embosser, it can be done with other things. So we're going to put right here, this will be August of 24. Wow, this is going to be tough. Okay, so maybe I'll do like a video of embossing. Now, for me, my embosser, if you will, is over in my die cut thing, which is across the room on a little tiny desk. Oh gosh, that's a nightmare. Okay. So what does that mean? Why do I tell you that? It means that like I'm going to be needing to make a decision about embossing ahead of time. What do I mean by that? That means I'm going to probably emboss a bunch of things. This is how it will work for me because I don't have the time, the energy, the wherewithal, if you will, to even like emboss per day, right? So I will, much like I did with the stencils, I will emboss a bunch ahead of time and like have them ready, if that makes sense. Very quickly, let's see really quickly. Here is my scrap drawer of paper. And in here, it's a mess right now. It is a giant mess. Okay, here's an example. But in here, I have, well, I guess we need to go through my scrap drawer. Geez Louise. In here, I have a pile of embossed papers. Now, embossed actually can mean two different things. You can emboss with stamps and pour embossing powder on it and raise it up. You can also emboss that way. And we might do some of that. It's been a bit, let me tell you, since I've had out my embossing powder, but I did just get a Happy Mail with some cool ink in it that will help with that. So, but this was the type of embossing I was thinking of, or is like using my embossing plates. And so I will do something similar to this. In fact, I probably have enough here to do one a day. But I will probably go ahead and emboss some pages. That's my whole point ahead of time, right? And then be able to use them like as background in my book. Because again, I don't have the time to get up and say, oh, I want this today. I'm going to go over to the thing and get it done. This is one of my very favorites. So let me know your thoughts. Well, let me know your good thoughts. I have enough of my own negative thoughts on this. I'm teasing. Let me know your thoughts. If you'd like to see me emboss on camera, let me know. I will bring my embosser over here and play with it a little bit with some of my plates and stuff. If that's something that interests you, please let me know that. But so this is my thought on how I'm going to tackle this. I will also get out some stamps, maybe, and some embossing powder, because that's embossing also. This is a hard one, I'm not going to lie. And we can also talk about other ways to emboss things, okay? So if you don't have embossing plates, how else would we use this prompt? So I get it. If this is not your jam, I get it. This is a hard one, but that literally is the whole reason I made this challenge, is because it's hard for me. I rarely go over there and use it. Now, what I do is do some random embossing like this and then put it in a pile and then try to use it. But I don't regularly use my embosser the way I could or would like to. Literally, this is my favorite. I love that embosser on this scrapbook paper, which was so ugly on that side. And I just chose to, use the back side. This is technically the B side, and I love it. The A side is the marketed side, and this is the plain back side, which I really like even more. So there you go, friends. Don't kill me, okay? Let me know your thoughts. Let me know if you're playing along. If you're new here, welcome. I'm super glad you're here. And this is kind of crazy. So if you are interested and you want to talk about embossing, let me know. I'm no expert, but I always think it's fun to have a conversation. So I'm sorry. Hashtag I'm sorry. How about that? All right. Here we go. Let's do August. So now I get to go choose like how I'm going to make my August journal though, but I wanted to pull this first so I could make sure like if I could use scrapbook paper or what, like it might impact if I even use a pre-bought journal or the size of the journal or any of that. And so now that we know this item, I can move forward and kind of think about how I want to build that August journal. So, all right. Whew, here we go, friends. I'm super glad you're here, and I hope you find something today that inspires you. Take care.